Arman Tsarukyan. I had this one completely wrong, guys. Yesterday, he KO'd Beneil Dariush in a violent fashion. And it was an absolutely incredible performance. He fakes the knee, goes up top, boom! Dariush is down. I personally thought that everybody had this wrong. The betting odds had it wrong. Tsarukyan was the favorite to beat Dariush, and I'm just thinking to myself, well, Dariush beat Gamrot, who beat Tsarukyan. What's the deal with this? So I thought it was going to be a grappling exchange, and I thought Dariush was going to come out on top from that. But no, within, I think, like the first minute of the first round, he KOs Dariush, and now he's going to be, I think, the number 4th ranked contender in the lightweight division. And I think the only answer right now for him is to get an immediate title shot with Islam Makhachev.
Ultimate punching?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Ultimate Punching, your ultimate MMA channel. If you wouldn't mind, I'd love it if you could hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Helps me grow the channel, and I appreciate you. If we look back to Islam's resume and all of the fights that Islam has had in the UFC, aside from that very first KO, I'm pretty sure the toughest test he has had, Volkanovski and Islam, their first fight was probably the toughest test he's had, and he still came out on top. And then Tsarukyan was probably the second toughest. So to me, like, I don't want to see the Charles Olivera rematch because I don't think Charles has anything new to offer Islam that Islam hasn't already shown us, right? I don't think that Justin Gaethje, you know, I might like to see that. But I think really and truly, like, we need some fresh blood. We need some fresh people to come up and challenge for that title, right? It's been the same sort of 4 or 5 guys who are getting repeated title shots, and it's driving me crazy. I don't want to see Justin Gaethje fight for a title again, especially against Islam, because Islam's going to take him down and submit him, and it's not going to be a tough test for him, I don't think. Like, Justin Gaethje cannot contend with grappling. It doesn't look like he can wrestle a little bit, but he had no answer for Oliveira's submission attempts. He had no answer for Khabib, and he certainly won't have an answer for Islam in that respect. The only shot that Justin Gaethje has is if he can hit Islam and knock him out clean. Because if he can't do that, and it's a really tall order because nobody seems to be able to hit Islam, you know, he's very tough to hit. But he can be KO'd, right? So my whole point, I'm kind of digressing here, but I want to see Arman Tsarukyan because in a grappling exchange, he was the toughest opponent for Islam up until Alexander Volkanovski, right? And we know now that this guy has some KO power. So to me, the story is these two get a rematch. They fought in their early days. Both have improved a lot. Both are moving up in the rankings. Both are getting, you know, Islam's the reigning champion. Arman Tsarukyan's making his way back up. You know, Tsarukyan's kind of a young up-and-comer. Like, I don't want to see another fight. First of all, Oliveira doesn't want to fight Islam again from the looks of it. Gaethje wants that title opportunity, but he's already had 2 in the last 3 years. You know, Poirier's had an opportunity against Olivera. You know, there's Chandler and Dariush, and like all these guys. Like, Dariush never really got his title shot, right? But all these guys, you know, are kind of, we're seeing them go after title, and they're never successful. So, you know, let's do Gaethje defends the BMF against Poirier, Gaethje Poirier 3 at UFC 300, right? Let's do that. And now, as far as timing goes, I would love to see a really quick turnaround. However, I don't think that's going to happen because we've got Sean Strickland. Hendricks du Plessis for January. They're not going to turn it around that fast to make Tsarukyan fight for the title in January. That would just be cruel, in my opinion. And then we've got, you know, Volk versus Topuria in February, right? And Ramadan's in March. So, and Islam doesn't fight or prep for fighting in Ramadan. So I feel like the best case scenario, we're going to see him maybe in May or June. right? I think that's the best case scenario, but I think we might not see any type of title movement until August or September, realistically. So that's what's in my head. That's what I think is deserved. I'd like to see Tsarukyan get that title shot, and I do think he has a really good chance because Islam can be KO'd, right? We've seen him be KO'd, we've seen him be dropped, we've seen him be hurt. Like he has a bit of a chin, but it wasn't the same chin as Khabib. So, if in those grappling exchanges and dirty boxing and all this other kind of stuff, if Tsarukyan can land a clean shot, like he certainly has a chance against Islam. And I'd much rather see that than another fight with Olivera. I'd much rather see that than a Gaethje fight. But, we probably aren't going to see Islam fight until middle of next year. And, we need something for these guys to do. So in that time, maybe we get Tsarukyan versus Olivera. Maybe we get Gaethje Porier 2 for UFC 300, something like that. And, whoever comes out on top of either of those fights, let the people decide who gets to fight Islam next. That's what I would like to see. But let me know what you guys think. Who should be next for Tsarukyan? In my mind, the right move is Tsarukyan gets a title shot.